What is the key to success in the contemporary world? In a survey conducted by the Event magazine in June 2015, about 97% of respondents expressed their belief that creative thinking is essential to business accomplishment, and about 66% claimed that their workplace rewards creative thinking. There is no denying that we live in a world where creativity is both a valuable resource and the key to victory. The way we look up to entrepreneurs who achieved economic success through startups is an example. What we often don't realize is that the way we usually perceive creativity is entirely wrong. Think about an artist working on a new painting, or an engineer trying to solve a particular problem with his or her project. We typically tend to imagine such people sitting in a room for hours, staring at a blank canvas or the top of their desk, then suddenly becoming enlightened, finding the perfect idea out of thin air just because they were born creative. Is that really the way it works? No. Creativity is not just something we either have or don't have. It's not a trait of a limited few. There are ways in which we can train it, make the process of finding new ideas more effective. What exactly can we do in order to unleash the full potential of our creativity? Well, one of the most successful strategies relies on the fact that the best ideas are often found on the border of radically different disciplines. It's not like fishing in the ocean. You find the most fish where cold and warm currents intersect. Let's take a look at a few examples. Firstly, an internet service known as Turntable.fm, which has managed to raise approximately $7 million, is a startup which allows groups of users to listen to music together on the internet. At its core, it's basically a combination of old school chat rooms and the recently popular online music streaming services. Two existing solutions have been merged in order to suit a purpose radically different from the original one, allowing for a wonderful success. Another example is the Polish construction company, which used a TV advertisement modeled on the cinematic trailer of a thriller in order to advertise their smart homes, with the house seemingly coming to life and scaring the residents, only for them to discover the hidden functionality of the building. By drawing from well-established themes from a radically different movie genre, this ad managed to attract the viewer's undivided attention. This recipe for creativity isn't limited to startups either. Everything's Gonna Be Alright, a successful pop song, managed to mesmerize listeners thanks to a background track based on Johann Sebastian Bach's Suite No. 3. George Lucas, the director of Star Wars, admitted that he had drawn inspiration for his famous science fiction movies from classic Western movies, as well as medieval chivalry stories. Hence the lightsabers. This strategy is far older than science fiction movies, though, perhaps older than cinematography itself. For instance, Joseph Hoffman, a 20th century composer and a promising Polish pianist, was considering the movement of the metronome indicator when he came across the idea for what later came to be known as windscreen wipers. This design was later implemented by Ford factories worldwide in order to improve the comfort of driving in the rain. Now that we've all seen that the strategy of drawing ideas from remote fields is actually successful, you might ask, why is it that this works? We've all seen the effects, but what about the reason behind it? Well, according to Dr. Paul Soden from the University of Surrey, creativity is grounded on the forming of associations between remote pieces of information from past experience and present context. Dr. Soden argues that deriving ideas from a wider range of information allows for a larger number of associations, thus effectively enhancing our creativity. This might be one of the reasons that the most successful scientists of all time, including Isaac Newton and John von Neumann, were often active in more than one field of research at a time. Their expertise in each of the disciplines fueled their imagination in other areas. What does it all mean for us? Well, it certainly shows that in order to be successful, we have to keep an open mind, and that we should never disregard fields of study radically different from our main areas of interest, simply because we do not consider them to be useful. A student could come across a perfect idea for a short story or an article due to a subject he learns about during a physics lesson. Or a software developer could come across an idea that could revolutionize internet communication while watching a documentary on the structure of the society. Finally, a group of students could organize a sporting event and model all of the tasks to resemble IT exercises. The possibilities are almost limitless. Keeping an open mind and drawing ideas from a larger pool of fields is a great way of training our brain to become more creative. This strategy has led to many significant breakthroughs in the past, and hopefully it will lead us into a brighter future.